Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it? Natalie Grant there with Steve Malcolm and even louder, Rhema CC 94.9. Good to have your company on this Wednesday afternoon. 10 minutes after 1, Mick right in the chair with you through until 3. Great to have your company, of course, if you're out and about on the roads. Don't forget, if you need to get any further updates on conditions all across the coast, 131 700 is the number to call. Now, I mentioned before that we're going to have Fiona Morrison in from Volunteering Central Coast. Fiona has been very kind enough to join us live here in the studio, which is always very, very nice to sit across the table from a very live human being, look at them in their face and not just over the phone. Phone interviews, they're okay as well, but it's always good to have somebody in. So, Fiona, welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Mick, and it's great to come here and see you in your studio spaces. It's lots of technology going on in here. I love to be able to come out and visit people when I can. Yeah,
well, look, we're on at the moment. We're on a hunt for a bigger premises. We're just a little bit cramped at the moment, so we're looking to expand and grow out and do everything else. Now, of course, this week, as I've mentioned already before on air, that it is Volunteers Week. It is a massive week all across Australia. People of all ages volunteer for so many different kinds of movements and organisations and things. Tell us first a little bit about Volunteering Central Coast.
Volunteering Central Coast has been around helping volunteers and volunteer-involving organisations for the last 35 years. We celebrate that anniversary this year. We love what we do. We get to meet all sorts of people seeking to volunteer, and we match them up with the right volunteering role for them. And that might be they want to do something in their local community that they can walk to, or it might be that they're only available certain times of day, or they're passionate about a particular thing, helping the environment, or helping the seniors in our community or young people.
So I guess in essence, you're almost like, like a job matching service, except for volunteers.
Absolutely. And when people are looking to volunteer, we encourage them to go to our information sessions, Bridge to Volunteering, and that helps them understand all about the rights and responsibilities of volunteering, and also introduces them to the many different types of volunteering roles there are available on the Central Coast.
Brilliant. Now, you've said that you've been with Volunteering Central Coast around about 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. How did you first get involved with those guys? What was the journey that led you to that particular place?
Well, as a long time ago now, but I was working for Central Coast Council, Gosford Council at the time, and I looked after the 50-plus leisure and learning centres. We were always looking for extra volunteers to help us serve the lunches and the morning teas in our commercial kitchens that we had at our 3 centres. And Volunteering Central Coast was great at helping us find those volunteers.
Yeah.
And then the role came up as executive officer, and I jumped at the chance.
Hey, as you do, and especially if you get yourself into a position of authority where you can then actually start to really facilitate some
really make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely, making things happen in the community. Now, of course, Volunteers Week. Talk to us a little bit about that. How can people, I guess, get involved in that as far as being able to nominate? Because you do you have awards as well, right?
We do. So we have Central Coast Awards for volunteers. We have 6 different categories. So we have the best young volunteer of the year, a living legend, which is someone who's volunteered for 10 years or more, and we have had someone who's volunteered for 55 years nominated in that category one year.
55 years?
55 years, she started young. But also we have volunteer managers. We like to celebrate them because they take care of all our volunteers. We have volunteer team, because it's all about teamwork, and that's the theme for this year's National Volunteer Week, Better Together. We also have corporate volunteers, so that's local businesses who support either their employees to volunteer, or they help local not-for-profit organisations do the work that they do. So we like to try and celebrate everyone. You can nominate volunteers that you know, or your volunteer manager, or your favourite local business. On our website, there's a button just on the top of the website. It takes you straight through to the nomination form. Really easy to fill in. It's basically just telling us who they are and why you love them as a volunteer.
Yeah.
So nominations close on Friday, and then we present the awards at our expo, which is next Wednesday here at Erina.
All right, so talk to us a little bit about the expo, because that's one thing I really wanted to jump on and just have a chat about that sort of. So just explain to us a little bit what that is, what will be showcased there, things like that.
Exactly. It's one of our, other than National Volunteering Week, which is when we get to thank all our volunteers. We love that week. But we also have the annual expo, and we've not been able to have it for the last 2 years. So it's great to be back in, seeing people in person again. We have it at the Erina Centre and Erina Fair. We've got about 30 or so organisations who are actively seeking volunteers who'll be there with their information stalls and looking to meet people who want to volunteer and have a bit of a conversation around what those opportunities are. We also, like I say, we've got an exhibition of previous volunteer award winners in the foyer space there.
Nice.
And we'll be presenting the award winners for this year's National Volunteer Week at the expo as well at 12:30.
Wow, so they'll get to have their picture taken and everything else, like a bit of a portrait done of them.
Yes, so it happens after they get the awards. So that's them, professional photographer Sharon Aldrich. She takes a photograph of them in their volunteering role. And then that gets created into a big poster, so they'll get to keep one of those, and we put them in the exhibition for next year.
Awesome. Now, one of the questions I was thinking about earlier was that what are some of the, I guess, the diversity of volunteers across, society? Like what do you see around there? obviously you have volunteers in homeless shelters and things like that. What are some of the different ones that you see around the place? You think, wow, I didn't know they had volunteers there.
Absolutely. I think if you, volunteers seem to be involved in every walk of life at the moment. We always celebrate our emergency volunteers like the SES and the RFS, but there are also so many other organisations, from your local neighbourhood centre through to your local museum. We've got the Brisbane Water Historical Society.
Right.
They're always seeking volunteers. We actually had our volunteers morning tea there today and had a guided tour. It's an amazing little gem there in West Gosford. Nora Head Lighthouse, you can be a lighthouse guide if you can walk up the 96 steps four times a day.
That'll keep you fit.
It would do. It's a glorious site there. A couple of galleries as well. But often the best volunteering roles, most rewarding, are working with people with disabilities or in our aged care facilities, which has been difficult the last couple of years, but I think the joy that people bring, that they can come in and volunteer, meet the residents and help them to undertake their activities, and brightens their day. Sure.
Do you find a lot of volunteers are sort of coming back into healthcare and aged care and all that kind of thing? I mean, obviously, through the different lockdowns we had, they would have been quite short-staffed as well. It has been challenging, but I think we have 40 of our own volunteers who visit people in aged care facilities, and often they'll be writing letters or making phone calls, so all the times that they weren't physically able to go in there. So it has been challenging, but we've met those challenges, and the aged care facilities do what they can, and I think volunteers have really been able to help facilitate that. I think people are really looking for that face-to-face contact again now. They've been starved a bit. Right. I think it's just been, that's exactly what happens. We're humans. We're built for connection. Yeah. So being able to get back out and do things again, and like we were talking a bit off air before, volunteering, it is right up there as far as, just the levels of satisfaction that you get from giving back into society as well. Yep. So it's a great thing to be involved in. Now, of course, like we said, any type of organisation out there that has volunteers with them can be nominated, obviously, for these awards. So again, do you want to just give us a quick rundown on how we can actually, people out there listening in this afternoon, they're thinking, yep, okay, we've got volunteers and I know someone who would be perfect for this award. Absolutely. How can we go about it? So
if you're computer savvy, you can go onto our website, which is volunteeringcentralcoast.org.au. If you'd like to give us a call as well, 0243 297122, and we can help you fill the form in. It's quite a simple form, only about 5 questions. Just we need to know who you are, who your volunteer is, and what you love about them.
Nice. So again, look at any walk of life, I guess, that it is involved in volunteering, any type of organisations, and like Fiona has mentioned, we already talked about people like the SES and other emergency services, aged care, home care, the homeless shelters, all those kind of things, amazing places. But also, I guess, at a grassroots level too, in the community with sporting groups and things like that, because they are full of...
and our surf lifesavers and all the footy clubs.
How can we forget everything. Those guys? Exactly right.
The PNCs, everyone helping out in the community.
Exactly right. So, this is what we want you to do. We want you to find some people in your organisation that you think would be worthy enough to get this award, who you can nominate for this award. Get onto the website. It's www.volunteeringcentralcoast. That's all one word, volunteeringcentralcoast.org.au. Or, of course, you can go via the phone, 43297 122.
That's right.
There you go. Writing it on the fly as I was hearing it. That's 43297 122 is the number. Now, of course, if you call that number, they can then hook you up with the form to fill out.
Yeah, we can help you with the form.
Yep, and then obviously send it all in. And the awards are happening at 12:30 next Wednesday at the Erina Centre.
We have some local dignitaries such as Adam Crouch and hopefully Lucy Wicks coming along.
Yep.
Liesl Tesh and the CEO of the local council, David Farmer, as well.
Awesome. So some of the local politicians, local CEOs of different things will all be there. So yeah, it will be big on. Of course, it is Volunteers Week, all of this week. And look, if you've got volunteers in your organisation, look, take some time out this week to just thank them for what they do, because, most of the time in life we need the dollars to get by, we need dollars to survive, and a lot of people out there just, they volunteer just out of the goodness of their hearts. They want to really contribute to society. So, and I think sometimes, just taking going that extra mile to make them feel appreciated is a massive thing.
Absolutely.
So, Fiona, thank you so much for your time this afternoon, because I know you'd be busy this week, I would imagine. You'd be probably busy at any other time, but I would imagine this week in particular you would be kind of crazily running around. And obviously you've been doing other interviews as well. Now, you were with also ABC, I think?
ABC Radio with Scott Levi this morning,
Yep, awesome. And you'll be, I think, also with, you've been with Breakfast Show with our Mick as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next week, I think you'll be with us as well.
I am on Monday morning.
There you go. It's all happening. So, yeah, lots of media interviews and things around the place. But, of course, the big ones are happening next week. That's 12:30, Wednesday, 24th?
25th Wednesday,
Yep, sorry, 25th. Wednesday, 25th. That's at 12:30 p.m. Now, it will be held at the Erina Centre Gallery, right?
That's right. So that's the space next to the Erina Library in Erina Fair. So quite easy to find, lots of parking.
Yep, that's the good thing. So just down on the ground level, get in there, get amongst it, and, of course, hey, bring all your volunteers along.
Absolutely. Looking forward to meeting everyone.
We'll have a party for sure. Great. Again, Fiona, thank you so much for coming in. Stay right there. We'll be back with more right after this.